All right. So I just had to share a quick idea with you guys. I've been thinking about this forever now, and it's finally coming a little bit clear. I know it's backwards because of the fucking camera and whatever. I got to get this information out before I forget it. And the best way I help myself to understand what I'm talking about is to teach it. So if you guys can help me simplify this with what's going on, I'm telling you, this is fucking quantum physics type shit, teleportation, you fucking name it. This has been spit way back from the Egyptian times, the Mayan times. You got all the greats in the past 100 years, like the Napoleon Hills, all the self-help people talking about this same similar type thing, but it's been broken up into so many groups. So many people struggle tying everything together. So I just have to share this real fast as I try to explain it so I can understand myself. Let me, again, fucking help me, please. We're figuring out a beautiful, beautiful problem here of how to be able to create miracles, how to be able to teleport, how to be able, and what does teleportation mean? It might not just be what you thought in the movies of transferring a destination from one location to another physically. Could be a lot deeper than what we expect. So help me out with this. So I follow this guy. He's funnier than hell. A bunch of the XRP army, the Knights of the Round Table, a bunch of other people like that, and the Q guys, everybody. But there's this guy, this Graffinati guy. It cracks me up because every time XRP starts moving, he just keeps saying, "Write it, man, write it," and it cracks my ass up every time. And definitely buy XRP. I'm not a financial advisor, but he's like, write it, man, ride the wave, let's ride it, it's going up. And I'm always laughing, and it made me think of an answer, a solution to a problem I was thinking about. So if you guys have ever seen Finding Nemo, there is they meet the turtles, Crush. So Nemo and Dory, they're going in there, and I started thinking about the laws of success and Napoleon Hill and how he had those chapters. And the first chapter is you have to have a definite purpose. So you have to know what you want and basically why you want, and you have to know, you have to have your start up here, the start of the wave, the start of the Crush and Nemo's wave right here. You have to have imagination to first off create what you want in your mind, a goal, and not a goal like, hey, I want to be able to do 25 push-ups. That goal has to be written down, and then you have to see yourself doing those 25 push-ups and then feeling the pressure of those 25 push-ups and pushing past your previous limits to conquer it. But what I'm saying is the start is your imagination, identification, and clarity. That is the most important thing of all of this, because without that, we're just fucking dust in the wind or leaves in the wind. Or what you're going to see, you're going to be Dory and Nemo outside of the current. So they're just drifting, going wherever the ocean takes them with no direction. But if we have clarity, imagination, we know exactly what we want, we can go boom, a fucking sniper shot straight to the goal instead of a shotgun shot and going towards the general direction of the goal, but not exactly getting there in as fast as time as possible. I look back at Jesus verse when some of the disciples came to Jesus and they were trying to heal this young kid, and a dad was asking him, "Hey, help my kid, he's sick." And the disciples tried to help him out, and they couldn't heal him. And then the old man, he goes to Jesus, and the guy's like, "Hey, I talked to the disciples, but they couldn't heal him. What's going on?" And then Jesus says, "Hey, go back home, and your boy's healed." And he goes back home and he finds his boy healed. And the disciples are like, "What the fuck, man? How'd you do? Like, how come we couldn't do that?" And he says, "Oh, ye little faith." He says, sometimes there's some miracles that can only be done with prayer and fasting. So what does that mean? What does prayer and fasting mean? Prayer is this right here. The imagination, the identification, the clarity. What are we asking the man upstairs for? Ask and ye shall receive is the law. Seek and ye shall find. But if you don't know, if you're just drifting, you don't have any clarity, you're lost here. So we have our imagination, identification, and clarity. And fasting is getting rid of all of the extra vices. So when I do my 7 to 10 day water fast every single year, it cleans my bloodstream out. I'm no longer having those urges for drugs or alcohol. I'm no longer having those negative thoughts of a beautiful female walking by, no temptations or anything like that. I'm in full control of me. And when I'm in full control of me and I don't have any of those distractions taking up my daily mental capacity or my daily battery charge, then I can put all of that energy into the goal, the sniper shot, or the magnifying glass. The sun is all the total energy. And then if it's condensed, if it knows exactly where it's going, you point the light at the right spot, then it heats it up. And you can sniper shot it, or you can turn that piece of paper, whatever that light's on fire. We're talking about teleporting. We're talking about Star Wars fucking light speed. We're talking about the Nemo fast track here. They knew exactly where they were going. They needed to go to that the 42 address in Sydney for the Nemo movie. They knew exactly where they're going, how they were going to get there, or not how they're going to get there, but exactly where they're going. Imagination that they were going to get there because Nemo was in trouble. He had to do it. There was no other. Nemo's dad, he did not leave any other alternative. It's do or die. It's my son lives and I find him, or he's gone forever and who knows. So it was a burning desire. He had to take major momentum. He had to take major momentum to start moving that train. And it takes a lot of energy to start that train up. But once it's moving, boom, nothing can stop that train. And so because they had clarity, because they finally found the address of where they were going, next thing you know, a fast track pops up out of fucking nowhere because the reticular activating system in the brain starts being aware of these things around us and shows us, oh, fuck, guess what? There is a current right here. And that current will take you to the end goal if you know exactly what you want to do. And again, I know this is all backwards, but I'm going to point as I'm talking. You also need to understand that you can create miracles. 1 Corinthians 3:16 talks about basically that you are a little g God in the name of the big G God. The big G God has to work through us as a vessel. And if the only way this is possible to be able to get to our goals instantly, that would be miraculous. That would be creating miracles. And the only people who can create miracles are miracle workers. And if Jesus in this, if you're a Christian, if he talks about you being a God dwelleth inside you and listen to what the Father says, and I do what the Father do, not what the outside bullshit tells me to do. I live from inside out, not from outside in and get poisoned. I live from inside out and I flourish and I feed all the other flowers instead of letting the outside destroy me coming in. So if we can create miracles, that's our first thing we have to understand to be able to start, to be able to imagine big enough to identify the big things that we want, to be able to get so clear that now we can create a plan to go get after. So as we start creating the plan, now we have to start internal listening, having faith. I do as I see the Father do. You brought awareness to the goal, trust in the reticular activating system, the brain, to guide you in that direction. Go back to my king sperm post. The seed knows what to do. Listen to the seed. It's always fucking telling you how to be the best version of yourself. But now that's where free will comes in, which is beautiful. So all I'm trying to do here at simple level is draw on a quick, simple equation for miraculous goals to happen and teleportation. And teleportation, I'm talking quantum physics. I'm talking dimensions. I'm talking entering new realities and getting rid of negatives in your current reality and bringing, sucking those in to your current reality of the miracles and the great things and the miraculous. Because once you start getting positive charged and you think dominantly positive all day, great things start fucking happening. Once you think negative most of the day, negative shit starts fucking happening. So there's something to consider. Is that only for one person or is it for groups? Very interesting to think about, because everybody basically, as we elevate, we're positively charged. We have to tune into a frequency, a radio frequency. They tuned into the clarity. That's how you tune in. That's how you adjust your dials. Is you imagine, you identify, and you clarify. That's your turning into your dials. Whatever radio station you're going to get. Some radio stations give country, some give rock, some give rap, etc. It's like some give shitty results, some give all right results, some give great motherfucking results. But you get to determine what radio frequency you tune into. And this is based upon habits you're creating. This is based upon faith. This is based upon the work that we're putting in. Because every single person automatically is this fucking emitting energy. Why do you think they wanted to have people 6 feet away on social distancing? Because the heart creates an electromagnetic pulse of 6 feet. Very fucking interesting again. So look into that. But sound waves. If we're in the ocean and I push the water, you can see the waves. If I talk, the waves are going, even though they're not visible. So they're still there. We know that scientifically. Now, and sometimes science can be fucking ridiculous sometimes. So just bring discernment with all of that. But the heartbeat, like I said, that's 6 feet. It's always pushing that vibration out. Every heartbeat, boom, boom. Or just like every word, hey, hello, hello. And it transfers that. Now, if you can understand that you're a wave and a vibrating being, and you can turn in your frequency by becoming the best version of yourself, listening to the man upstairs, the big G God, and the internal seed, and having faith that you can, and not running the negative movies. Oh, he can't do it, or he's not good enough, or this, I'm not this, or all the negative movies that you run in your head. Fucking cut those, see them, let them disappear, and then direct a good movie. Let that one start playing so that it plays so much. You tune into this frequency that all of a sudden you don't have to wait 20 seconds once you turn into the frequency to hear the radio station. As soon as you're in, guess what? You get in this fucking fast track and boom, it's going to shoot you right to fucking Sydney, Australia, if that's where you're looking to go. And so it's going to shoot you to take actions, to take day-to-day thoughts and mental movements, physical movements, spiritual movements, and be in the right place at the right time, because your reticular activating system in the brain was pointing you and bringing awareness to those actions that you needed to conquer. Because the whole brain, this thing can take in capacity from cradle to grave. So it doesn't miss a beat, nothing. It takes in so much information, but the conscious, the actual thinking part, it can't comprehend all of that stuff all at once, or it wouldn't even be able to think. So it has to think and have this in the backpack. In the backpack, it has all the tools, and it's sometimes telling you, hey, maybe you need to talk to that person. Maybe you need to call that person. Maybe you need to go stop at that person's house and check on how they're doing. And all of a sudden you listen to it and you go check on how they're doing, and they're having a rough day, and you said, hey, I got your back. And you helped them out of a problem. And 2 years later, they said, hey, you needed a favor to reach a new goal. And they said, hey, I remember 2 years ago, I was down on my luck and you had my back and didn't ask anything of it. Here is the goal you were looking for, because I have access to it now. It's the craziest fucking things, guys. So you have to stack everything in your favor in order to get the fastest track. You have to condense all of the light, all of the focus into one deal for the sniper shot. Boom! And we're there. Jesus was so clear. He went on his 40-day fast. He's so tuned in with the man upstairs. He's walking around, boom, healing people. Boom. A guy tries to get him, and one of the disciples cuts his ear off, having Jesus's back like he should. And Jesus grabs his ear and boom, slaps that bitch right back on his head. And now he can hear again. Miracles, guys, I'm telling you, but it has to be done through clarity, and not just clarity through the mind. You have to have clarity through the body. If I'm eating sugar all day long, that's more addictive than cocaine. Guess what? My body's thinking, fuck, I gotta get some sugar, I gotta get some sugar, I gotta get some sugar. And now I can't even think about this shit. So now I'm gone. Now I pop out like Nemo and Dory. I pop out of the wave, out of the fast track, and I'm just floating until I decide it's time to get back into the fucking fast track. And boom, you can start getting there. And the equation to the fast track is this right here. It's major momentum, so it's action. So imagination, identification, and clarity. Then you start moving, stacking everything in your favor to become the type of person that's going to gain these things. Then you start taking little steps every single day to create major momentum, building, so it gets faster and faster. Just like that train wheel. It's heavy at first. It's hard. It's so much energy to start getting that train wheel going. That boom, 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 chug, chug, and then it just starts going, and then it is boom, unstoppable. So drifting is what this is called. Oh, well, you know what? My friends are partying. Let's go get fucked up. You're getting out of the wave. Oh, hey, you know what? Let's go eat 10 more meals, even though we've ate 10 previously today. We're already fed. We're bored. Let's watch a movie that doesn't fucking help us at all. Let's go find the next girl, the next party, the next drug, the next rush, the next distraction. There's so much bullshit out there. The new geniuses of today's day and age are the ones who can sift and sort through the information and understand what's true and not true. Those are the real dogs in today's day and age. So another thing, we have the major momentum, start stacking it in our favor. Then we have faith, the internal listening, making sure we're listening to the man upstairs, or the deep brain telling us, hey, go call that person. Go make sure they're doing all right. Oh, hey, go walk in that door. I know the restaurant says closed, but see if they're in there. Maybe they'll talk to you. Maybe that person needed to have a conversation because he's the connection to your next goal. So it'll shoot you onto these miraculous timelines, on these miraculous, in essence, dimensions. Guys, this is quantum physics. Call me fucking crazy, but prove me wrong. So, integrity. That is another thing. This is one of the biggest things, and this is a tough one, but it is the most beautiful signs of the most intelligent human beings there are. If you can have integrity. And what integrity means is matching every action to every word that you speak. I am going to do something, you damn well better do it. And this is something that especially, I mean, I've struggled with drugs, all kinds of addictions, all kinds of negative things. And that was my biggest vice. It's like, because I am big. My actions are big, but I talk even bigger. So I got to be able to elevate. Oh, I'm not smoking until I finish my next opponent in MMA. Guess what? You ain't smoking until you finish your next opponent in MMA. It don't matter if your cousin the next day calls you and says, hey, I got as much weed as you want and as much THC for lifelong. All you got to do is come get it. It's now or never. You better damn well say no, because as soon as you decide, tests like that are going to start to come into play, and they're going to try to pull you into the drifting zone. But you have to make the decision and the discipline to stay in the fast track, and it's going to get you there. So guess what? I ain't smoking until I finish my next opponent in MMA, and that's it. If I never fight in MMA, if I never finish an opponent in MMA, never fucking smoking again. Why? Because I have to live to my integrity. If I talk about it, I gotta be about it. And as soon as you start doing that, again, people feel it. They know. They know when a bullshitter can call a bullshitter out anytime, but they know it's like, man, he's so confident. He really might do what he says he's gonna fucking do, because he backs up his words with action. So now, another one is gratitude. Although I'm a fucking workhorse, I'm a goddamn monster, I'm using my integrity, I'm living to everything that I say I'm gonna live to, I also have to be gracious the whole time. Man, I have everything I need at the same time. Look at the greatness around me. Man, look at this 1991 Civic that I'm in. I am so grateful for it. It's getting me from A to B. This is all I need. I'm gonna have everything I want, but all I need is right here. I got it. I'm in an abundant mentality. What does that do? Supercharges the brain again, tunes you into your frequency, and the tighter your frequency you're in, the higher your frequency you tap into, the faster your current is. So time is an interesting equation. Some people can get a goal done in one day. Some people take 6 months. Why? Because time, the only way to condense or shorten time is by major momentum, which is a lot of movement, a lot of physical action, but it's not always physical. Sometimes it's mental. And that mental starts at the beginning, the imagination, the identification, and the clarity. Most people, they don't get the goal that they want because they don't even get clear enough in the beginning. It's like, hey, I want to go live in California. It's like, all right, they wanted to go live in California. Next thing they know, they lost their job. Somebody gave them a ride out to California. Now they're a bum in California. They should have fucking been more clear. Instead of shotgun approach it, they better sniper it. And then they're like, well, how come I didn't get what I wanted out here? Well, you didn't even ask the big G what you wanted. You didn't tune into the frequency that he was telling you. You didn't tap into the deep brain and the reticular activating system and make it aware. Hey, I want this. Guide me. Let me go. Fucking show me the way. The reticular activating system is the coolest part of the brain, at least one of my favorites. I do like the pineal gland, hypothalamus, all you name it. But the fucking reticular activating system is the filtration system. It's like when you're shopping for a car. You never see the car out on the street, but as soon as you decide what car it is, you're like, there it is, every single fucking stoplight. Everybody has this car now, what the hell? And no, it never changed. It was the same around you all the time. You just tuned in. You woke up. You became aware. And that's all this is bringing awareness to the big G talking to us, bringing awareness to our power, bringing awareness to we are little G gods in the name of the big G God, working miracles if we decide to be. Or we can just be physical animals and roam this enslaved spirituality and physicality for as long as that takes until you elevate out of it. And now something super, super interesting. And this is my quote simplified at everything. Clarity, guys. Clarity creates wormholes through time and space. Clarity, identification, imagination. Clarity creates, guys, the value of a diamond is based on fucking clarity. So if you want to be a diamond, you better be goddamn clear on what you want. Clarity, 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 guys. It's everything. So clarity creates wormholes through time and space. But now another thing about this frequency, how I asked you about the singularity, is it only us or can it be a mass thing? Well, if you guys want to go research the 100th monkey effect, that's a very interesting thing where it suggests there's very well a mass consciousness. where people know, the world knows when it's in fear and struggle and trembling, or it's in abundant, flourishing peace. And what if people knew this already? And what if they knew that if you get big, large groups in either fear or motivation, because human beings, they're motivated by two things, the avoidance of pain and the pursuit of pleasure. So if you understand that and you have big groups, and you guys have been in politics for all these years, all these big, powerful people who had money, they knew psychology, they knew all this shit, and I'll get deep another day on that. But they start making moves and they say, hey, we know if we utilize these people's time and energy and keep them on a low thinking level of scarcity. Hey, how am I going to pay the rent this week? How's my kids going to eat this week? Hey, how do I going to pay my bills? How's my family life? And then guess what? Then we put movies and we put TV shows that say, hey, this is how you're supposed to live all the time, and you're not good enough. You're just a piece of shit. Oh, you're too ugly. Oh, you're too this. Oh, you're this kind of person. You have a certain skin color. You have a certain religion. You have a certain, like, then they fucking divide everybody and put everybody against each other, and they're working, and the energy is, guess what? Consuming and paying these people because they knew what they wanted, so they were able to start directing the movement. So you got to know what you want, clarity. But a mass consciousness, all these people are in fear, and so they're stayed in slavery and control. There's that famous quote, I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were fucking slaves. So if you can keep these people down and benefit off of them, why would you ever want to tell them about these uploading frequencies, about these beautiful fucking things? You wouldn't. Only the smartest of the smart will be able to get there, or the people who are searching. Seek and ye shall find. So now what's happening is so many millennials, people, old people who are sick of getting fucking manipulated through the news and all this bullshit now, and all this mass media and all these Disney movies that are pushing fucking agendas and all this bad shit. It's like as soon as they're done, they're starting to wake up, and the consciousness is starting to hit a tipping point, the 100th monkey effect, where so many people are starting to get out of fear and being more brave and being more like, I don't give a fuck. You can't tell me, because I'm a goddamn American and I'm free here. I love all people, but most importantly, I love my freedom, my constitution, and the man upstairs. And nobody's going to tell me what to do. I'm not going to disrespect anybody and tell them what to do. I'll love all people, but don't come into here and tell me what I got to fucking do. And that's how so many people are starting to feel right now. And the mass consciousness is starting to become positive. We're not going to be slaves no more. We're not going to listen to these totalitarian authorities that are trying to manipulate us and our future generations into continually using our energy to get them paid. I fucking said it. So help me figure this shit out. It's a simple equation, though. It's clarity creates wormholes through time and space. How does it do that? It does that by beginning with imagination, identification, and clarity of those movies you're running in the head. So now you have the mental seed that you planted, and now you have to water the seed. You have to give the seed sunshine. You have to make sure it's all good, and that happens through stacking everything in your favor, building your habits up, building the good movies in your head up, getting faster, eliminating drifting, staying away from the bullshit. Oh, I gotta go drink because all my friends are drinking this weekend. Oh, you know what? St. Patrick's Day, gotta celebrate that. April Fool's, gotta celebrate that. Oh, Mother's Day, gotta celebrate. Father's Day, boom, next. You can't even focus on your goals because there's so many fucking holidays. Fucking, oh, donut day, you know what? Gotta drink a coffee and a donut now. What the fuck is going on here? People are so goddamn hypnotized, it's mind-blowing. And I'm getting lit, I know. But this is how I think all day long. And it's like, I can only talk to a select few people about it that are resonating with what I'm talking about, because they understand we can manipulate everything around us. We are little g gods in the name of the big G. It's fucking beautiful. So the equation again, the time is the only variable, how long it happens. If you have the clarity, you know exactly where you're going. If you don't even know that, you can't even start. But the amount of time it takes to achieve your goals is determined on all of these factors: the integrity, the gratitude, the internal listening, the major momentum. And then if we don't ever get our goal, it's because at some point we chose to get out. We hopped out of the fucking fast track. We decided we didn't want to stay there anymore. And we got into drifting because maybe we wanted drugs more. We wanted alcohol more. We wanted a pussy more. You wanted whatever it may be. and you get stuck in that physical realm. Don't get stuck in the physical. Don't get stuck in the physical. I'm telling you guys, little G gods. Let's fucking go.